Welcome back to another roguelike of the week, where I play a roguelike in a week, beat it, and then let you know if it's worth it or not. In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about Sworn. Now, Sworn is quite the Hades clone, for sure. But the main difference between Hades and Sworn is that Sworn is co-op. I also think Sworn is better than Hades when playing in co-op. There's also a lot more to unlock than there is in Hades, but basically, if you've played Hades, you get the gist. You go from room to room, you pick which upgrade you're going to get in that room, you verse a bunch of enemies, you try not to get hit, you try not to die, it's dodgy, you've got a special, you've got a normal attack, you've got a heavy attack, and then at the end of the world, you play a boss. Well, in this game, you play two bosses. You play like a halfway point boss, and then you play a final boss. This game also has multiple difficulties, so you'll start off at the lowest and then work your way up to the top. But let's talk about the unlockables, because that is the meat and potatoes of Sworn. So you've got 4 playable characters. Amongst those 4 playable characters, each character has 4 playable weapons and 4 playable specials. So you can mix and match and make some pretty cool teams. You also have an enormous skill tree and then some pretty cool cosmetics that you can unlock, as well as some mid-run perks that you can unlock. And the combat feels really, really good. All the characters feel very different. All of their weapons feel very different. And you can, like I said, mix and match and see which ones work best for you. Not all of them are going to be great for you, so you'll have to find the one that you really connect with and that fits your playstyle. I do think this game is fun with 4 people, but it's best played with 2. I feel like co-op 2-player is the sweet spot of this game. Now, the only thing that does get repetitive is the levels themselves. So the halfway point boss that I talked about, that can be one of, I think, 3 different random bosses, so you do get some variety in that. And then the final bosses of each world do kind of change up, I guess, how they approach the match. They still have the same move sets, but they don't always do the same thing, except for the boss at the end of the second world. I also don't think this game is particularly difficult. I feel like it's pretty easy to approach if you're used to this style of game, but every level with the enemies is kind of designed the same way. Regardless of what upgrade that you pick, you're still going to play the same level with the same enemies spawning each time that you go to the next level, other than the bosses or when you move up in difficulty. But it's made by the same developers that made Raven's Watch, and that is a super high quality game. So if you've played that and you haven't played Sworn, you should definitely give it a chance. It is on Game Pass as well, both PC and Xbox Game Pass, so make sure to give it a chance. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for this week's roguelike of the week, and if you got some buddies to play it with, I strongly recommend it.